Moving house at the best of times is stressful. Moving house with lots of plants is something else altogether. Even more daunting is moving plants in semi-hydroponics. In this video, I show you how I moved all my plants, over 100 of them, 30 minutes away on a freeway to my new home. The first thing I did was prepare my plants. For plants in semi-hydro, I flushed the plants, cleaned the reservoirs, and put fresh nutrient solution. For my plants in soil, I gave them a good watering a few days before the move.
So we've moved all the house things and I've got the plants living by themselves in the house. Just leave the curtains on and I am now starting to pack the plants. So yeah, as you can see, that's not even the half of it. And I've got all the Hoyas and all the grow tent plants in a whole other section.
You can see here some of the plants I had living in my grow tent. I have them tightly arranged in these baskets. And these are baskets you can get from Kmart or just any store. The tight arrangements ensure that they didn't move in transit. And those alocasias are looking pretty good. And back there is my cleaned out grow tent. At the back of the house, I have some of my big plants living on poles. The smaller plants have been packed up in baskets. I packed the smaller or shorter poles into cardboard boxes. Note, they are still living in their reservoirs with nutrient solution. I did not transport the plants dry. I tightly packed the boxes to help avoid movement. I taped the box flaps to create a cocoon so the tops of the poles were protected. I ended up with several of these boxes as I have a lot of poles. Some plants like my Diffenbachia and fiddle-leaf fig were also put in these boxes. Kitchen towel or kitchen roll on top of the soil to make sure that the soil did not spill out of the pot. I didn't moisten the kitchen roll because the plants had just been watered. I then put some plastic wrap or bubble wrap and secured this with tape, making sure that it was secure around the metal rod as well. Just take a look at that Snow Queen. She is as snug as a bug in a rug. The Monstera El Salvador was also very well wrapped. This is a plant I was very worried about moving because its leaves are pretty fragile. I really love this plant and it started fenestrating. As you can see, there are lovely holes in the leaves and I really didn't want any leaf damage. So my Monstera received some special treatment, as you'll see later on.
So here are all the Hoyas and alocasias and all the beauties that live in my grow tent. And there's my bird of paradise by the door. I'm dead, guys. Okay, we are almost ready to go with the first load of plants. So yeah, so this is one side. Wish me luck, people.
My poor fiddle-leaf fig is holding on for dear life in that position. I have a 7-seater car. This car was absolutely amazing for moving my plants. I dropped down the seats and every available space was used to squeeze the plants in. Just look at how much I was able to get in there. Absolutely astounding.
So I'm in the car now, ready to go. This is the view from the driver's seat. So those are my passengers today. At the bottom there, those babies there. That's what I see behind me. there. I've got the syngonium in there. So yeah, this will be a fun trip home.
When moving lots of plants, it really helps to have a friend who's got a big van, a car, a ute, and a trailer. These guys were absolutely amazing. They packed up most of the big poles and boxes into the ute and trailer. Check out that level of packing precision. The plants were covered with some plastic wrap to protect them from the rough surface of the tarp. The tarp was the final layer of protection, primarily to protect the plants from the wind whilst driving on the freeway. This is something I could have never done on my own. I'm so thankful for my friends. The tops of these poles were not protected from the wind and they did get some leaf damage. Some of the more fragile poles, like the El Salvador, went first class in my car. I was not going to put my El Salvador on the back of that ute.
This is the second load in my car. There's all sorts of stuff here. Yeah. All right, off I go.
The plants have arrived. I'm so excited. There has been some leaf damage from the wind on these plants. Oh dear. Well, I mean, that couldn't be helped. All in all, I think this was really a good result. The biggest golden ivy, this is my golden ivy that's like 2 meters high. I couldn't put that in the ute. We left that in the house all by itself, and I went back the next day. I picked it up. It came to our new home alone in my car. Thank God for my long 7-seater car. All the plants were offloaded into the garage, and thankfully there was enough space in the garage to accommodate all of them. I'd already moved some of the plants inside, so there was a bit of room in there. The plants stayed there for a few days because I was way too exhausted at this point to move them into the house. I'm really thankful that that garage has windows. I've actually never seen a garage with windows. I thought that was a bit odd, but hey, it really helps because my plants were still able to receive light while still being in the garage.
I was really worried about my El Salvador, but she seems okay. No broken leaves. The green dragon top leaves have taken a bit of a battering, but nothing major. My snow queen is doing really well, and everybody else is alive in their boxes. What's even more great is the Chinese money plants. I've got 3 of them. None of them have even lost a single leaf. So all in all, I think this has gone really, 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 really well. Whew. I am going now to have a little lie down.
The plants have all been finally moved into the house, and that's not before some Hoyas got sun damage. I brought my Hoyas all the way from my old house to my new house, left them in the garage, and remember that window that I was so excited about? There was so much sun that came in through there. That sun actually burnt some of the leaves on my Hoyas, so that was not cool. After all the palaver of bringing the plants over, I damaged them at the destination. But anyway, still, I'm really happy with the result. I think things went really, really well. Suffice to say, moving with plants is not an easy gig, and you probably will get some damage, which, if you don't get any damage, well done you, but it's really hard to not get any damage on your plants when you're moving. But all the best for your move. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.